Find yourself in a comfortable standing position. Feet just under the shoulders. Gently softening your hips, flexing your knees and your ankles. Relax your chest, softening from the shoulders to the elbows to the hands. Releasing your neck so that the crown of the head floats upward. Imagine that a gentle rain shower falls from the sky, touching you on the top of the head, relaxing and opening there. Feel it wash down over the forehead, softening the eyes. It smooths the face, eases that space between the eyebrows, the cheeks and the jaw, softening your tongue, and then feel it wash down your throat, easing your throat. Effortlessly, feel it move down over the chest, the breast tissue, softening and revitalizing the solar plexus, the whole upper abdominal space, to the lower abdomen, the fronts of the hips, softening all through the pelvic space, the fronts of the thighs, this gentle rain washing down over the knees, releasing that musculature alongside the shin bone on the lower leg. The ankles and the tops of the feet. Softening the toes to the ground. Again, this gentle rain falls from the sky, touching you on the top of the head, relaxing and opening there. It begins to wash down over the back of the head, releasing the nape of the neck. As it softens this area, you can feel your head lightening. It flows down in that space between the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades soften down the back, releasing away from the spine slightly. Washing down over the lower back, soaking into that space, warming it, helping it to release open. As it does, you can feel the pelvis release. The glutes soften, flowing down the backs of the thighs, the hamstring area, opening behind the knees, releasing the calves, the Achilles, flowing down into the earth. Take your time. And again, a gentle rain falling from the sky, touching the top of the head. This time it flows down over the lateral aspect of the body. Feel it release the temples, opening into the ears, softening the jaw. releasing the sides of the neck as it washes down over the tops of the shoulders. You can feel this area release downward in the direction of the arm, lengthening that space as the crown of the head begins to float upward further. And as it moves down over the upper arm, feel it release all the way down, the front and the back, the sides of the arms, the elbows, releasing the forearms, top and bottom. Making space in the wrists, the palms, the backs of the hands, and allow your awareness to touch each fingertip. Feel the length of the arm as the elbow grows heavy, the shoulders soften. And then from the rib side, feel this area let go, lateral aspect of the abdomen, sides of the hips. All of this releases. As it does, you can feel the hips soften, the knees gently flexing a little bit. This gentle rain washing down the outside of the legs, past the knees, to the lower legs. Sides of the ankles, the feet, and again, down into the earth, at least a few meters below your feet. At least 1 meter below your feet. And one last time, the awareness moves back above the head, and it's as though the neck releases and the head floats up in that direction. Gentle rain washing down, touching the very center of the top of the head. And it begins to flow down through the center line of your body. Feel it wash behind the eyes, the nose, relaxing the back of the tongue, softening the inside of the throat. It moves down through the center line of the body, nourishing the various organs. From the upper chest cavity to the upper abdominal space, flowing down through until it reaches the lower abdominal cavity, and then moving down through the hips and pelvic region, and then flushing down through the legs, carrying anything that no longer serves you down, making space and nourishing, washes down through the legs, through the knees, releasing the lower leg, making space, through the ankles, through the feet, and again down into the ground. When you're ready, the hands float up to cover your navel, your awareness nestling into that space, just beneath your palms, deep to your navel. Begin circling around the navel, starting small around the belly button and growing larger and larger. Maintaining these proper relationships. So as you circle, the neck remains soft and the head remains floating. Notice if you have a tendency to lift your shoulders, and let them go, softening all the way to the hands. Changing direction, spiraling back in. Notice your chest. Are you releasing your chest through this movement? Or are you lifting it up? Let it go. So this energy sinks down into the abdomen that you're nourishing. Notice how that releases the upper and the lower back. Hips are soft, knees are softer, feet completely relaxed. When you're ready, the hands sliding around the waist, sliding around to the lower back. Palms resting on the lower back. Warmth soaking in. Again, maintaining the same principles. Don't allow your shoulders to cramp up or your back to arch, your chest to lift. Everything stays soft. Gently sliding up and down, side to side, softening the sides of the body. The neck stays softened long. The shoulders are effortless. Even as this hand lifts, the shoulder does not lift. The shoulder stays soft. Later on, in separate lessons, we will work to teach how the shoulder can actually release further as the hand comes up. Everything floats, soft and open. Chest is relaxed. Waist is soft. Feel your lower back release. The pelvis stays relaxed. The tailbone naturally dropped to the earth. This allows the hips to soften, the weight to sink down through the legs, so the knees, the ankles, the toes are all very soft. Coming back to center. And the hands circle around, covering the navel. Awareness resting beneath. Hands softening, the wrists soften. Allow them to touch this area in through here to help it relax, to help it soften further. Gentle circles of the pelvis. Again, notice that your neck releases, crown of the head releases upward, that the shoulders stay soft all the way through the hands, which helps soften this space. The chest stays empty and released, not frozen. You're not holding it in place, just letting it go. Same with the upper back, the lower back, as the pelvis is rotating in both directions. Feel that whole space just let go, making room for the movement. Nothing controlled or contrived, only released. smaller and smaller, allowing that movement to travel all the way through your softened hips, knees, and feet. And then the hands resting on the outside of the hips, just behind this bone. A little bit of extra feedback. Make sure this area softens, open. Gentle circles. Just like we've practiced before. Again, noticing the softness of your feet against the ground. Your knees remain unlocked, effortlessly opening, allowing the movement traveling from your relaxed hips all the way through into the ground. Everything is out of the way. Both directions. Relaxing back. Releasing the shoulders. Starting very small, gentle circles with the head. Draw your feet a bit closer together if you feel balanced on your feet. Maybe I should say grounded through the body so that you're stable. Softening front of the neck, side of the neck, back of the neck, the other side. You can start smaller than I'm making it. I make things a little bit larger for the camera. And throughout this movement, constantly releasing the neck long. So as your head moves to the side, you're not shortening it and crunching to the side. Instead, you are lengthening the neck, softening the shoulders. All the way around, there is constantly this releasing long. If you notice that this is especially difficult for you, or especially painful, we have a whole series available to help you release your neck over time. But always be gentle. Take your time. This is a delicate space. Rolling up when you're ready, and changing direction, starting small. I'll start a little larger just so you can see the movement. Neck stays long, shoulders stay released, all the way to the hands. Chest remains soft, movement passing through. Ribs are soft, lower back is effortless. The hips are soft. Especially for this movement, allowing the weight and the awareness to sink all the way through the bottoms of the feet into the earth. And when you feel ready, rolling back up, coming back to center. Quiet and comfortable. If you'd like to, you can rest your hands on your navel, your awareness sinking beneath. And when you're ready, begin releasing forward and down in this direction. Make an effort to make no effort, no extra effort. Releasing the neck. It keeps its length all the way through the movement. Even when it seems like it's shortening here, it's not. It's simply releasing in the back. And then you simply release long in the front. At no point should you find a sense of crunching down or compression in the neck. All we're doing is practicing, for this one, opening in the front and then opening in the back, but not necessarily compressing on either side. Even here, as you roll upward and your shoulders fall open, you're not lifting or pulling on the shoulders, you're letting it go. And as you roll forward and the palms turn backward and the shoulders fall forward, it's happening not because you pull your shoulders forward, but because you let them go. As the chest seems to lift, it's not being lifted by you. You're not pulling it up. Instead, it's free, and it's free to take part in the movement. But that looks very different. Lower back remains soft. The hips remain effortless. Breath is natural. Just let it go. Keeping the thighs and the knees soft. Make sure that you don't lock your knees at any point. Ankles and the feet are soft. Fingers and toes. You guessed it. And then tapering off. You're welcome to, again, sink your hands down to your navel. Taking your time. And then when you're ready, slightly wider stance, comfortably so. One hand moving to the lower back, one hand moving behind the head, if that's a comfortable position for you. This hip remaining soft and open. Turn your head back. Opening the front of the body without compressing the lower back. Opening the back of the body without compressing the front. Release this hand down, lengthening up, and then just allow it to soften down. The neck, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, the chest, the belly, the hips, the feet, and then let everything go. Opening the front, the back, softening the shoulders and the neck long, releasing. With practice, you'll be able to lift your hand without lifting your shoulder. See if you can find the way to soften the shoulder as the hand moves over. Neck stays soft and long here. Chest is empty, lower back is released, hips are soft, knees are soft. Again, the hand lifts, but the shoulder stays released. And then soften your wrist, soften your elbow, soften your shoulder, your neck, your chest, upper back, lower back, belly. Feel your hips soften, your knees, your feet, down into the ground. Let's do one more. As I turn, keep this opposite hip open, softened, released. In the very least, Make certain that you are not twisting your knees. Releasing on one side and releasing on the other. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, neck, upper body, lower body, all the way down into the ground. And then one more time, just letting any extra space open up. Hands resting on top of the navel for a moment. Awareness resting beneath. Moving into white snake. One foot in front, comfortably. Stable on your feet. One hand floats up, the other hand does the same. Softening down. Letting go. As your hands lift up, don't shorten your neck. Keep it long. As your hands lift up, don't lift the shoulders. Keep them soft. Find a way so that when your hands lift, your shoulders actually sink down rather than lifting up. Notice your chest softening, releasing, your upper back releasing, your lower back softening. Changing feet. Your hips are released. Your feet are soft. Your mind is quiet and present. Take your time. Slightly wider stance. Staying soft. Shoulders soft, the neck stays long. Hand lifts, the shoulder actually sinks. Not because you pull it down, but because you let it go. This hip stays soft and open, turning. This hip stays soft and open, neck stays long, shoulders stay released. This hip stays soft and open, shoulders released. Releasing the shoulder blade down. Softening open the hip. Ease your lower back, the rib side, the belly, rib side. Everything restores and returns to ease. Turning your waist, don't pull on your arm. Again, there will be an entire separate series just teaching that. Don't feel hurried. As you come across the body, don't pull your shoulder forward. Keep it soft. Turn your waist, release your hip. Shoulders soft, neck is long. Feel the elbows heavy. Chest is empty. Lower back is soft. Lower back continues to soften. Turn the waist. Don't twist your knees. Stay safe. Take a moment to move in a way that is effortless and free. This is a spontaneous, improvisational movement, so you should be moving in whatever way feels good to your body, helping to open those spaces that need a little extra attention. For the sake of the class, I simply repeat some generally very helpful movements. So you're welcome to copy me, but it's better to explore movements on your own. Maintaining these important postural relationships. Neck stays soft and long. As your hands drop, don't drop the head. Instead, feel the neck release so that the head floats up more. As the arms lift, the shoulders soften. The elbows hang and are heavy. The hands are soft and heavy. Letting go of the chest, the upper back. Feel that weight and movement sink down to your belly. Breathing naturally. Your lower back and your hips, effortless, released. Letting go of your legs as much as you're able to, even if it's just 1%. Every day, 1% softer. That's good progress. Your knees are unlocked. Soft. Feet are effortless. Awareness resting behind the navel. Continuing with these principles, basic postural relationships. The neck is long, chest is soft, shoulders are released, lower back is released. Softening the hips. They soften back and down, so this whole space opens. Your lower back lengthens to the top of the head. Only going as far as feels comfortable, releasing the neck. And then opening along the front of the body, without closing the back, softening the throat, softening the chest, the belly, the hips, and then sinking down. swallowing any saliva that may have accumulated, following it with your awareness, imagining that you can feel it sink down again to that space in the dantian. As the hands float up, shoulders soften, the neck stays soft so that the head seems to lift as your hands float up. Relax your wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck and chest. Everything sinks down to your belly. Feel your lower back open and your hips release. Soften the hips, the knees, the feet, as though you gather up the earth. Relaxing, open your legs, softening your lower back and shoulders. Let go. Neck, crown of the head, softening long. Whole body opens, and then letting go. Wrists, elbows, shoulders. Feel this sinking down through the body, softening down through the upper and then the lower abdomen, spreading open of the body as it softens, through the hips, the knees, and the feet. This will get easier. And then letting go. If you can, allow your standing to happen because you soften your legs, not because you tighten them. And then your awareness moves to your opening of your lower back and the navel and the space between. Letting go. One more time. Letting the body go so that it lengthens. And then releasing. Softening down toward the earth. Awareness of the lower back releasing, and the belly softening. Letting go. As you turn, your neck is soft. Of course, your shoulders are releasing outward toward your hands. This movement helps with that. Leading the movement a little bit with your hands so they're not flinging around. The waist is soft and the lower back is even softer. The hip opens because you let it go as you turn your waist to the side. So it's almost as though the knees, this opposite knee, opens away from the direction you're twisting. Not because you're opening it, but just because you let this hip go. What you don't want is to be twisting your knees all over the place. You'll regret that after a little while. Crown of the head floating upward. Shoulders, chest, hips and waist. Knees and feet. Just keep going over it, letting go. Over and over, letting go. Softening long. Feel your awareness nestling beneath your palms, deep to your navel. You're welcome to close your eyes if you like. Maintaining these principles so that your body can soften, so that your body and mind can become very quiet. Palms nice and warm. Use them to warm and soften the eyes. Massaging the face, softening the space between the eyebrows, helping to release the eyebrows themselves. Soft place on the outside of the eye, in the front of the temples. You can rub your fingers around your ears, up and down, massaging the ears themselves. And then gently compressing the ears a few times. And on the last compression, gentle compression, tap your fingers against the back of your head. Dragging your fingertips along the scalp, from the front to the back. You can massage the back of your neck. This is an area, especially if you have a stiff neck, that you want to spend a lot of time warming and nourishing and massaging lightly. Pulling down the throat. Opening the chest, tops of the shoulders, down the arms. Softening the rib side. And drag your fingers through the ribs if that feels good. I've cracked my ribs a number of times, so I always spend extra time here. Softening the solar plexus and the space just beneath. You can rub your navel. Softening the front of the hips, this inguinal crease, and then, of course, the lower back. Throughout this, you're maintaining, again, the same principles. Your neck is soft. Even if your hands draw back, your shoulders can remain released. Your neck can stay long. Don't start to crimp them and tighten up. Instead, keep everything easy and long. If using your palms is too difficult, that's okay. Use the backs of your hands. If you can't quite get that, that's okay too. Ask a friend. Always nurturing these principles. Neck is soft, shoulders released, the hands are soft. Chest feels like it's sinking because you drop it and let it go. Belly is soft. Lower back becomes softer every day. The hips, the thighs, the knees, the lower legs. Everything letting go. Softening your arms. Up the outside, down the inside. From the fingertips to the top of the shoulder, back to the fingertips. Gentle shaking. Softening the knees, the hips, shoulders, fingertips. Always maintaining this awareness of an open, soft body-mind. Quietly aware. Body is open, released. Breath is comfortable. Movement travels through without hindrance. It is a wonderful way to practice and to live. I hope you enjoy that practice. So beautiful. Summer solstice today.